Hello and welcome to the channel. Here we talk about my experiences during lockup for educational use. I do not condone or glorify the behaviors in my stories. I spent 2 years in lockup at CFCF, and now that I'm out, I want to tell you guys about it. In this episode, I'm going to talk to y'all about the different types of crazy people, alright? The different types of people who really do gotta screw loose. Multiple screws loose, alright, in some cases. And let me just hop right into these descriptions, alright? So the first section I'm going to talk about are the drug heads, okay? And in this section of drug heads, I'm also including the dirty people, like the super dirty people, and the people who stereotypically talk to themselves. You know what I'm saying? So you can see them, be they in their cell by themselves, right? Or out on the yard, literally talking to themselves, talking and responding to themselves. All right, now obviously, as you can imagine, in jail, you can assume that people get arrested when they are doing some dumb stuff, when they're really high, you know what I'm saying? And then they go to jail, and then they're going through withdrawal symptoms because obviously in jail, right, there's not the freedom to go get as many different types of inebriants that you want. So when those types of people go to jail, they typically find something on the block to try to alleviate that, or they're just going around puking up their guts, pissing everywhere, you know what I mean, not taking care of themselves, not showering, not eating in some cases, you know what I'm saying? Different types of drug heads comes in different flavors. Pause, but y'all know what I'm trying to say here, okay? Now, usually it be the drug heads that be having the most drug induced episodes, or an epi for short. And if you haven't watched my video on the different types of inebriants that they have in jail, I recommend that you would check out my previous video to this one, jail drugs. Okay, now back to the story. I've seen people fighting for their life against nobody. Okay, think about that. I've seen people throw up all over themselves and have other grown man strangers that they don't know from a can of paint trying to pick them up off the ground and trying to help him, while everybody else is just watching him roll around in his own throw up. Okay, I've seen people get into actual fights while they were very inebriated in that epi state. I've seen people get their butts handed to them. Okay, the different types of crazy people that you could potentially meet while incarcerated are no joke. So it will probably be best to just stay home. You see what I'm saying? Now, the next group of crazy people that you could meet in jail that I'm gonna talk to y'all about are the abusers and the people who just want to be used, or everyone's favorite victims. Okay, now the everyone's favorite victim, right, like I said, you're everyone's favorite person to go to for any type of little dumb stuff. You feel what I'm saying? You're their victim. If you have been proven, if you proved yourself to be in a constant victim state of mind where anybody can do anything to you and you're not gonna do nothing at all, or they could take something from you, you're not gonna do nothing. Say something crazy to you and you're not gonna do nothing. Touch you and you're not gonna do nothing. Then you would be everyone's favorite victim, because they can constantly get over on you, probably beat you up for commissary, probably run up inside your cell and take all your commissary, and you won't do nothing about it. And I'm only saying it on this video because I've seen people like that. You feel what I'm saying? Now, on that same coin, right, but the other side of that coin, there are the people that use these types of people for their own personal gain, right? Granted, one group is crazy and the next group is also crazy, because you should not be letting anybody take advantage of you on that level, all right? And you should also not be exploiting people and scamming people still, because that's why they were probably in jail in the first place. You see what I'm saying? Real quick story on this topic. I remember when a specific individual came to the pod, right, and he was asking a bunch of people if he should sell his tablet time or not. And he came up to me and asked me if he should sell his tablet time to X person, right? I told him straight up, no, don't do it, because that is extremely stupid. Don't sell your tablet time. And by selling your tablet time, I mean on recreation, sometimes they would give you tablets so you could FaceTime your folks, essentially, right? And I guess he didn't really get on the tablet like that. Okay, long story short, he was trying to sell his tablet time. He asked me if he should. I told him straight up, no, don't do it, right? He said to me, well, it's my tablet time and I can do with it what I want to. So I straight faced him and I was like, oh, okay, all right, cool. The idiot went and sold his tablet time, and then 2 weeks later he stopped getting paid for his tablet time, because with tablet time you're supposed to get paid damn near every week, unless you work it out with your customer, I guess, or whatever. But typically how that thing go is, if you're gonna sell your tablet time, right, new fresh tablet time, refresh every week, so you're gonna pay every week. You see what I'm saying? And he was feeling really salty and he was feeling really stupid once them payments stopped. Okay, everyone's favorite victim type stuff. See what I'm saying? Now the next section of crazy people that you can meet in jail that I'm gonna talk to y'all about are the people that honestly just don't give a damn. You feel what I'm saying? And honestly, there's a few different subsections of people that fit into just don't give a damn. You feel what I'm saying? The drug heads could fit into that section, right? But I'm really talking about the people that I classified as the secret psychos and just straight up don't give a damn. Okay? Now the secret psychos, you gotta watch out for them, because anybody could be a secret psycho. And by that I mean they could look perfectly cool, they could be perfectly articulate, you know what I'm saying? They could be the most religious person in the world, the most stout person in the world, right? The most wise sounding person out on the block, right? But if you were to be in the cell with them, then their true colors were to be coming out, because you literally are with them all the time and you see the type time that they're really on. See what I'm saying? The type that just don't give a damn would typically get into more fights than the average inmate. All right, and I guess I should say this, but most of the different types of crash outs are also kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. If you haven't seen the video I made about the different types of crash outs, go watch it, because most of them people are also crazy as hell. All right. One guy that I knew that pretty much didn't give a damn about nothing, all right, We're just gonna call him Chico, right? Now, this dude was half black and half Hispanic, all right? And he, let's just say he was around 45 to 50 years old, all right? Imagine a YN grew up, all right? Now, this guy, when I say that he don't give a damn, he will cuss out COs, get into fights with the guards and all of them, right? I remember one time he was on the phone, I think talking to, I don't know who he was talking to, it's not important. He was on the phone talking to somebody, and I guess as a show of force, he just whipped out a really long knife out of his trousers. You know what I'm saying? He just had it in his hand. Mind you, there's cameras all over the place, right? It's jail. You're not just on the phone with your weapon in your hand. That's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, this guy pretty much didn't give a damn. And that one incident caused his whole cell to get run down on, because apparently now everybody knew that he had contraband in there. He had weapons in there. But this guy just straight up doesn't care. All right, he has multiple screws loose in his head. And I heard he cussed out the judge and said, F you, B word this, F word this. Yeah, he's one of them. All right. The next type of people that I'm classifying as crazy, all right, are the people who treat their support system like absolute garbage while they're locked up. See what I'm saying? There are people locked up right now who will call their wife, their baby mom, their dad, their son, their daughter, and just cuss them out just because that family member or whatever doesn't have the money to put on their books. You see what I'm saying? Instead of being grateful that that person picked up the phone for them and more times than not actually does things for them while they're still locked up, be it pay for their lawyer or be putting money on their books on the regular basis, they will get on the phone and cuss them out like a dog. Now mind you, right, some people, significant others, have told them, hey, yeah, there's another guy, you know what I'm saying, and they just go in on them, right? Now, to the other inmates, if you're yelling on the phone, you're putting your business out there to all the other inmates, and they're watching you. And I'm not gonna lie, they're low-key judging, you know what I'm saying? Now, you can't keep doing stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? If you go to jail and you treat your support system like garbage, they're not going to put any money on your books, and you're just gonna be in that motherfucker starving. You see what I'm saying? That's extremely dumb to do, especially when that person can literally just hang up and block your number, or they can just straight up just do whatever they want, pretty much, because you're technically not even in their life at the moment. See what I'm saying? The main theme for all of the different types of crazy people that I've mentioned in this video, the main theme would be a contentment, or I guess I should say a complacency with where they're at. So in layman terms, in other terms, whatever, they pretty much like being in jail, you know what I'm saying? Or how they act proves that they like being in jail. You get what I'm saying? Constantly wanting to fight people for little dumb things. You want to be in there, bro. Not taking care of yourself, not taking showers. You want to be in there, bro. You're conditioning yourself to never go home again. You see what I'm saying? If you're having no remorse, if you don't care about what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? If you're cussing out judges and trying to fight guards and that type of stuff like that, you're obviously and clearly content with being where you are. You're clearly content with being in jail. And that's not normal. That type of thinking is not normal. So I'm calling you out. You crazy. See what I'm saying? It is what it is. But you've reached the end of this video, and if you like this type of content, please give it a like and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day, and stay out of fucking jail.